one.
Hi, I'm Nate Jones. I'm the Freedom of Information Act coordinator at the National Security Archive and a FOIA requester and researcher on the 1983 war scare and other stuff. And we're here today in my office. First time we're at our reading room, the second time we were in our document vault. I figured for this final posting about part 3 of the 1983 war scare, you can see where I banged away and all of my secondary sources and primary sources and FOIA requests. I'm very excited to introduce part 3 and got some very exciting documents, and I'll just run through a few of the highlights. Basically, what's very interesting is that throughout the end of the war scare and the repercussions, basically when the intelligence community debated within itself after they had indicators that Soviet activity, they debated the same question that Reagan asked his ambassador. Are the Soviets really fearful of a nuclear attack, or are they huffing and puffing? And today we're posting a really interesting back and forth. So in one document you have the director of the CIA writing to the Secretary of the State and the President that there was a dimension of genuine fear not reflected in other intelligence issuances over Able Archer. And then you see the next day, other people from the CIA write a new memo correcting this and trying to say that there wasn't change in Soviet behavior. And you see quite a bit of back and forth on that. And the debate, I think, will continue in the scholarly community until the last word from the intelligence community, this 1990, almost 7 years later, report that was finished under George Bush that we've been trying to get out and is still classified. We do, however, in this posting, have an interview with one of the authors of the report that summarizes its findings, and hopefully that'll push the can further down the road to get this report in the public domain where it belongs. And there's one other, I think, eyebrow-raising document in these, and that is a Department of State memo explaining that they had sanitized all mentions of Able Archer 83 from an intelligence report so that now they could share this report with their NATO allies. So if you read that and think about it, it means that the NATO allies that participated in this NATO nuclear release exercise that made the world more dangerous, their ally, the United States, for reasons of protecting sources, which may be valid or not, when they got back to them with the write-up, they removed all references that the U.S. knew about the increased danger of this war to their allies. And so that leads to kind of the secrecy that continued to this day, and that we're trying to crack open, and I think that we've done, and I hope that you use these documents and write these documents and further the issue. And the last thing I'll add is that since this might be our last posting for a while until we get this PFIAB report for George Bush, if you have any recollections, if you were serving in Europe or in the community and you want more story and the fuller story of this to come out, talk to the archive, and we want the history to be revealed.